Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, how are you? Okay. So, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Mm, okay. So, hi. Okay, wait. How do you want? I mean, how do you pronounce it? Is it Nzisa?
Nzisa, Nzisa.
Nasisa?
No,
Uh,
Nzisa.
Ni Niza. Niza.
No, you pronounce N and Z together. Nzisa.
Niza. It's so difficult. So difficult to
It's the
pronounce.
easiest word ever.
Okay. So, how are you? Hello? Mm-mm. Can you hear me
Hello, can
clearly?
you hear me? Yeah.
Mm. Okay, Niza. Is it Niza?
No, Nzisa.
Niza. Oh my gosh. Mm. Wait, anyway,
Like,
uh, Miss Kenya, first of all, I would like to thank you for giving into this interview. So I would like to know more about you, and I hope the whole world will also know who Miss Kenya is. Okay, are you ready?
yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so could you please introduce yourself and uh, your activities, your background, so that we have a glimpse of who Miss Face of Humanity Kenya is.
Okay, thank you so much for your question. My name is Nzisa Matulu. I'm a 23-year-old young lady from Kenya. I'm an accountant by profession, but I've worked a lot in the field of agriculture. I've worked in all the eastern parts of Kenya, in all those countries. And this is where I grew the passion of empowering young people and participating into agriculture. Because, in Africa, we have so much potential when it comes to agriculture and making our environment a better place. If only we could really take it serious and exercise planting of trees and planting the crops which adapt to our climate well. So through advocacy, I'm bringing forward for the sake of humanity next year.
Okay, how old are you right now?
I'm a 23-year-old lady.
23, still
Yeah.
very young.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So could you please tell us how did you become Miss Face of Humanity? I mean, what was the procedure? What was the process that transpired? Did you join? Is there a pageant that was held in your country about Miss Face of Humanity, or you were selected among a group of girls, or you were handpicked? So how?
Thank you so much. So actually, here in Kenya, we didn't have an event for Miss Space of Humanity, and also we don't have a franchise holder or a director for Miss Space of Humanity. So what I did, I was going through my Instagram, and I've always had this passion, of being a beauty queen, and participating in the beauty pageant, and using my voice, getting a platform where I could use my voice and be heard of humanity. And I saw their bio and the different beauty queens they had recruited by that time. And I was like, wow, this seems to be a very great platform, use to build my career and the person I want to be in the future. So I did an application. I sent them an email, and then they replied to me. I was really lucky. And then I sent my details. And they were like, okay, we will send you a letter later. Then we'll see whether you qualify to participate for this pageant. So I was patient enough, and in a week, I got a letter from the head office of the Face of Humanity, and I was so excited to represent my country. So it was just about my passion and my persistence and the willingness to get a platform which I would bring forth my advocacy.
Okay, nice. I think the Miss Face of Humanity organization was able to see the passion and the willingness in you, right? Okay. So, what is the major advocacy that you are trying to promote?
So for Miss Face of Humanity, the advocacy which I'm promoting is um, encouraging young people into actively participating into agriculture here in Africa, and more so starting from the country where I come from, Kenya. Because I come from a very remote area where actually we only have one rainy season in a year. So you'll
Mm.
find most of the people suffering out of hunger. You find children are not going to school because there is no food. You find even there are so many early marriages because when there is no food, the families they don't have anything which they can use to get income or to create income into the families and feed them. So I thought this could be a very great platform when the stomachs are full and when the lands are full of, let's say, trees or crops. That's where it comes to a result. You see the children are going to school. You see that young girls are not getting married because of hunger or lack of school fees, because the parents can use the crops, sell to the market, and then pay for the school fees of these children. So this was the whole picture, the reason why I took this advocacy.
Okay. It seems that there are so many it seems that there are so many problems and issues that are transpiring in your country, right? So, what do you think is the major problem of Kenya that needs to be attended immediately?
I would say actually the major thing which needs to be attended to right now is the climate change. Our country, every year we are having a very big difference on the climate change. We're not having rain seasons as usual. We're not having so we are having varieties of change. Even the old crops which used to grow in the wilderness or in the forest, we are not having them, and most of them are dying. So I'm seeing like in the next 10 years, we won't be having, or we won't be proud of the big forest where our animals can go and graze, our cows can go and graze. Everything is going to be convenient and comfortable environment to live in.
Okay. By the way, I would like to let's greet Miss Face of Humanity Canada. She is watching right now. Louis Misako. Hello, Louis. Okay. So,
Sorry.
mm, can you hear me clearly now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So, what is the situation in your country right now with regards to equality, with regards to you know oops, she's lost.
Oh, I'm here.
Hello.
Hello, I'm here. I can hear you. Can you?
Yeah, because you're lost in my screen. What's happening? Where are you? Can you see me right now?
Yeah, I can see you.
But how come you are not appearing on my screen? What's happening? Right here. What's happening here?
You can't see me at all.
Yeah, I cannot see you. I cannot see you actually
Wow.
on my screen. That's why you're suddenly lost. But you can hear me, right? And you can see me, right?
I can see you and I can hear you actually.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Guys. What's happening?
Hi, Luis. Luis, she said.
But in your on your screen, you can see yourself and my and me. You can see both of us.
Yeah, exactly. I can see both of us.
Okay, what's happening? Okay. So Louis can see us, but I cannot see 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 Miss Kenya here. Anyway, okay. Oh shit. So you can see both of us, yeah. Okay, so sorry. I'm sorry for that. Okay, Miss Kenya, so please tell us the situation or the condition of women in Kenya. Can you say that they are treated equally the same way we treat men, or there is some sort of inequality in terms of the treatment to women?
That's a very important question, actually, you asked. And we all know that since our country gained independence, women have always been fighting to have to be equally placed in tables where decision are being made, and being placed into the same level or job levels as men. But I would really actually like to thank government or my country, Kenya, and the government, which is led by His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, because they have worked very hard to make sure that women are equally treated as men into when it comes to employment. You find an office whereby you have
Mm.
a CEO,
Yeah.
a woman, or a CEO is a man. You have someone who is below that who is a woman. And I can say that sometimes as we say that we want equality, we want to be placed in the same level as men, but we also have to prove ourselves that we deserve this. So, according to our country, I think it's fair, but still we need to fight. But once before that, we need to prove ourselves that we deserve to be given that opportunity. Because culture and tradition also matters a lot when it comes to this subject. So
Mm.
if
most of the people believe that, like now in our tradition, we believe men are the head of the family, and these things women forth when it comes to big job positions. So not only when we remove this in our mind, it's only when we be believed and be given these opportunities. It's
Mhm.
fair, but we work for it and prove ourselves that we deserve fighting for.
Okay, so as a Miss Face of Humanity, Kenya, what are some of the activities that you're doing right now in order for you to promote, the organization and the global showcase as well?
Yeah, so after I got appointed Miss Face of Humanity Kenya, I went to my county government where I come from, ambassador of my county. So I'm a young woman who is leading the voice than 300,000 other youths onto the, representing their voices on the county and the national level. This is a chance I took to showcase Miss Face of Humanity as a tool to, to change the mindset and the livelihood of the young people. I'm also working with the county government, with the Ministry of Agriculture, whereby we are training the young people on how to do farming in a more professional way and placing them in groups where we could get market for the crops which they are farming, and teach them teach them some different skill which they can use in their day-to-day life, because you find most of them have not gone to school, they don't have degrees, and they are really suffering into their villages. Yeah.
Okay, so it seems that your responsibility as a Miss Face of Humanity Kenya is very huge, right? Because it seems that there are a lot of issues that you need to attend to. How about the system of education in your country? How would you evaluate the system of education in Kenya?
We have the 844 system, and I think it's a very good system because, well, honestly, we are not trained how to find jobs or how to use our talents and our born skills, to look for or to make our future businesses or employment. I would say most of us, we mostly follow what our parents do. And like for me, I did accounts, but this is not what I wanted. At the end of the day, I didn't even work as a I've gone into agriculture. So you'll find most of the people, or most of the young people, yeah, we are following the system of education, but we are not following our inborn talents or the things which we have the strength for. We are just following the system, and at the end of the day, we get confused and get lost without knowing, what do we really want to focus into, what can we really do to better our lives or the lives of our society. Yeah, poor decision making, I would say.
Mm-hmm. That's good to know. Okay. What do you think is the best product that Kenya could offer to the world?
The best product Kenya could offer to the world. Specification of a specific product or in general.
Yeah, in general, what is Kenya known for?
Okay, Kenya is known for fast. We have very famous and most talented athletes in the world. You have Kipchoge Keino. I don't know if you've heard of that. We are the biggest exporters of coffee. No, of tea. Yeah, of tea in the world. We are the ones actually who are supplying Netherlands. It is branded as a product of Netherlands. Yeah.
Uh,
The brands which we see are the Louis Vuitton and all these big brands. Most of them are made from our country. So our country, it produces quite a lot of products but most of them are both international or private companies. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. I've seen in your Instagram account that you, aside from being Miss Face of Humanity, Kenya, you also have some other titles. Could you please elaborate on that?
Yeah, so apart from Miss Face of Humanity, I'm also Miss East Africa Kenya. This is a regional pageant which is Eastern African countries, and these countries make the East African community. So I'm representing my country for this pageant, actually currently in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and I'm also bringing forward the advocacy of youth empowerment and women empowerment. The other one, it's the brand ambassador Kitui County, which is the county where I come from. It's not really a pageant. This is a title I've been given. I'm also a brand ambassador Eye Style Optician, which is an eye optical company. With this optical company, we are also doing charity projects where we give free eye screening, we give affordable treatment to the people who cannot afford the exact prices which are offered in the optical clinics, and also free services to people who cannot really afford it, because you'll find in most of the rural area, you'll find even people are not able to afford food, so these people are not even able to afford some health care. So we go to these people and try to make sure that we are helping them and making sure that their lives are comfortable.
Okay. I've also noticed that you have a lot of followers. You have so many followers, right? 30,000 plus, right? Followers. Uh, is there any instance in your life wherein you encountered, bad comments or negative comments coming from your followers? And how did you handle that? How did you confront that situation?
Thank you so much for that question. Of course, when where we have good things, we definitely have negative things coming on the way. And if you want to move forward, I believe very advisable not to focus on the negative things, because once you focus on the negative things, you're going to lose focus and you're not going to keep forward or be successful. So for me, what I do, I actually answer in a positive way and make them feel that doesn't matter on the views they give, it's really appreciated, because we cannot have the same views all the time. We have different views about people. That is how you take me, someone else is taking me differently, and it's well respected, but we shouldn't make other people feel intimidated or not wanted in the society.
Okay. Our host candidate, Miss Face of Humanity Canada, has a question. Hello, beautiful sister. How do you manage your different queen titles? Because aside from Miss Face of Humanity Kenya, you are assuming another title. So how do you balance, attending to the responsibilities of both titles?
So actually, thank you so much for that question. What I usually do, it's not really managing, because the board of the pageant, I'm driving the same advocacy. And I'm using the first pageant, which is Miss East Africa, to build me for what to expect in Canada. Remember, I've never participated in any other pageant before. This is the first one. Canada, Miss Face of Humanity is the first one. So for me, going to Canada, I really want to make sure that I'm very prepared and I know what to expect and present myself well to be able to achieve or get the crown. And with this, you have to learn through experiences. That's why I took Miss Face of Humanity, Miss East Africa, so that it can prepare me mentally, physically, having the stage experience. How do I do it? How do I do the catwalk? How am I supposed to behave before people? So that's why I took this pageant. And it's not a hard work, actually. It's just making the smooth way to Miss Face of Humanity pageant.
Okay. So speaking of preparation, so you're preparing yourself fully and training yourself fully for you to be able to, you know, do well, no, in the Miss Face of Humanity competition in April. But what is the most difficult part of your preparation?
Yeah, most of the difficult part actually is because most of the time I'm usually in the village, and being in the village is not easy as when you are in the city. You cannot really cope or be updated on most of the stuff. So, like, you'll find there are requirements which are needed for me to represent, let's say, like photos, or maybe I'm just supposed to send some documents or simple things like those. And in the village, I have no computer, it's just remote. There is not even network. So you find I'll get a message after 3 weeks when I was supposed to get it quickly and respond. So that is one of the biggest challenge. Yeah, I would say that is one of my biggest challenge.
Mhm.
Where I
Okay.
come
Okay.
getting a
The Miss Face of Humanity was supposed to be held like earlier uh, this year, right? And then it was moved to another date, and now it's postponed again. So, uh, how long could you wait? I mean, hypothetically speaking, if, for example, this coming April, the global showcase will still be postponed because of the the pandemic and all. So, how long are you giving yourself to wait until such time that you could compete? No, because, like, for example, just to give you an idea, no, for example, there's another competition which is Miss Charm International. Most of their candidates have been waiting for so long because of the constant postponement, no, and then some of them have already withdrawn because they couldn't wait any longer. So in your case, how long do you think you could wait, if ever, ever only? But I hope and pray that it would push through, no, this coming April. So hypothetically speaking, only how long could you wait?
I believe everything you choose to be part of, you must have a passion into it. And waiting, you get tired when it's not something you really want in your life. You have something else to swap with. For me, Miss Face of Humanity is a very important pageant in my life and in my career. And I'm a very patient person. My parents have taught me to be a very patient person in life. And I'm willing to wait because I believe things happen for a purpose. And when you push things, sometimes you can push things and they don't go in your own way. So we learn to wait or let things go on the way how the nature is making them to go. I'm willing to wait. I'm a very patient person. And waiting gives you enough time to prepare yourself to get the crown. So, and also to serve the humanity and to be able to tell the whole world what you've been doing for this pageant. So for me, I'm very patient and I'm willing. Whatever comes, I'm willing and I'm not going to quit at all.
Okay. So, what is the reception of the Kenyans, the people in Kenya, with regards to beauty pageant? Are they 100% open to it, or there are some groups which are against it?
Again, please, do you mind repeating your question?
uh, what is the reception or the take of people in Kenya with regards to beauty pageants? Are they all 100% supportive of such events, or are there some groups which are against, beauty pageants?
Okay, we come in an environment where we have people who are, you know, who are open-minded and others who are still living in the traditional mindset. So you'll find those people who are living in the city or who have gone to school and learned about beauty and beauty pageants and fashion modeling. They are supporting the idea. You'll also find others who don't know it, and once you explain to them, they are getting the idea and they are supporting it. So there are both sides. You find others who are supporting it, others who are not
Mm.
really with because they don't know what beauty pageants is actually. We are
Okay.
not exposed into this industry that much. And I think there is a lot of work which has to be done for me to be able to answer this question to you, because most of people don't know about it, very few know about it.
But surprisingly, you have so many followers, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're very popular in Kenya because, having such huge followers is something, right? And how do you use your social media platform to inspire and you know, to motivate people?
Yeah, so I usually on my social media I usually follow daily trends of what is happening. Let's say we have like today we have the International AIDS Day. I make sure that I have one video, creating awareness for this event. Also hold Instagram lives whereby I have local talented young people with popular musicians here and helping them to exchange ideas and get to understand how can a young person who wants to be a very big musician can do throughout their journey to be successful like the other person who is in the Instagram. So I try to make sure that everybody who is in my platform, whether they are into different talent or maybe they are sick or maybe they are having different life situation, I fit it and I answer any question which I receive because this is the only way we can use social media, a positive way to help the other people into their day lives. Yeah.
Okay. So, what other talents that you have or that you possess that you could showcase, if ever? I mean, can you sing? Can you dance? Which particular artistic inclination you could proudly, present to the world?
So that's a very, I've always lived to try to find my talent. I would say I can do spoken word, and I've been trying to venture into it and getting some training and, getting a breakthrough into it and seeing whether it's really what I'm made for. I'll say that's my talent, spoken word, but I'm still working into improving it.
Okay. Now let's talk about this pandemic, right? I mean, the whole world has been affected by this pandemic, and during this almost 2 years of being in a pandemic, what lessons have you learned, and what are the things that you've realized in this pandemic?
First thing I've learned, one of the biggest things I've learned during this pandemic is appreciating the people you are close to and appreciating your family, appreciating your friends, because COVID took us from a place whereby we used to live the way we want and brought us together into a closed environment where it's only you and your family and the people who you always need most, but you used to ignore them. No, I couldn't believe my uncles, my aunties, they were living in the city. Some of them we could not have seen them for the last 3 years. But when COVID started, everybody had to go back to the village. So we were living very happily. We felt like I wish COVID was there forever. Families could be stronger and people could be living together and supporting each other. So this is
Mm,
one of the things I've learned through COVID pandemic. The other thing I've learned is accepting situations the way they come. We tend to force things and to make it happen according to our own will. But COVID has taught us sometimes things can happen and you can't control them and you can't do nothing about it. So what you can do is to learn through the process and cope and see how you can make it an advantage to yourself. It's a very
okay.
important lesson.
Yeah. How does the government of Kenya address the pandemic situation or the pandemic condition? I mean, do you think your government managed to address it well, or there are still some things that they could have done better?
Actually, I would really like to thank our government because during this pandemic, it's not been easy because you find lots of people lost jobs. You found a lot of people who are sick and people who are not having income. We got quite number of young people getting into robbery because they have nowhere to earn income. But regardless of all that, our government has been able to put things together without causing violence or, creating uncomfortable environment into the society, into the community, and things are going smoothly. So it's really a great achievement, and things have been running really smoothly in our country.
Okay, let's talk about the vaccination. No? What is the percentage of people in Kenya who are already vaccinated?
Already in our country, we have 40% of the people vaccinated.
Mm.
Some people are having, belief and you know, thinking, oh, COVID is not real. COVID, it's something which is just created, and we should not have the vaccine. Others think that if I get the vaccine, I'm going to maybe die or something.
Mm.
But yeah, we've really tried to turn up and get vaccinated, and this is something which was really unexpected. Yeah.
Okay. You as a Miss Face of Humanity, right? Of course, you have a voice. And how are you going to convince those people who are avoiding vaccinations or those who are against it?
Yeah, I think it's good to get to learn something before just creating a misconception about it. I really urge them to learn more about COVID and vaccination and the importance of one being vaccinated and take the necessary action before it's too, because we are all fighting to create a conducive environment for everybody, not only for you, but for every person living in our country. Because we've seen it's something which is not affecting one person, one country. Making a decision or a negative decision here can affect someone who is living in Philippines or Thailand. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, so this question is actually, from the organization that they want me to ask to all the candidates, to all the queens, no? What do you think is your edge over the other candidates in order for you to be given the crown of Miss Face of Humanity?
Do you mind repeating the question again?
Okay. What? Why should you be, the Miss Face of Humanity for this year? Why you should be crowned as the Miss Face of Humanity?
Okay, thank you, Mas, for this. Thank you so much for this question. And I believe everybody has their own strength and their own weaknesses. And my strength is that I have a very strong um, I have a strength of speaking to people and convincing them. I also have a very big strength of selling a product. And I think Miss Face of Humanity being a brand is a beauty pageant by itself, is a product. And it has to be sold out there to the world for people to really understand the motive it has for the humanity in general. There's so many things which are affecting the world, and we need people or someone who can speak out without being afraid. Speak out without, thinking what are the other people going to think about me, or are they going to listen to what I say or not. Someone who can convince easily and twist people's minds and make them follow the path which they are advising them to follow. So I think I have this strength, and I can use it very well for the favor of humanity in general. Yeah.
Okay, wow. Okay, wow, wow. Okay, now let's talk about LGBTQ. How open is your country in terms of the LGBTQ community?
Um, we are in an environment where people are not that much exposed about that, and we have our brothers and sisters who are into this brackets, and we have been having actually a lot of killings, people being beaten in the streets because they are gays or they are. Yeah, and we really need, in my country, people really need to work hard to accept people's decisions. If
Mm,
someone chooses something, then let them be, because everybody has the responsibility of being whoever they want and being comfortable into their own state without asking anybody's opinion. So it's not yet that accepted, but I would urge everybody to accept it and respect people's
mm,
decision. And it's a community for everybody, and God didn't say that I'm saying this is not supposed to be there, or this person is not supposed to choose whatever they want. Yeah.
mm. So, are you saying that Kenya is not yet that open to LGBTQ, and of course, what will happen if your government finds out that there are actually couples who are of the same sex? What do you think will happen to this couple?
Well, we'll be having so many funny and very sad situations, I would say, because you find people being forced to stop dating, and you told go get a guy or a man you should date. Why should you date a woman like you? These are the things we cannot understand because we're not in people's hearts to decide this.
Mm,
It's not that accepted yet. We really need to work very hard to make this pass. Because the other day we had a transgender woman who was killed in the street,
yeah.
and this is very sad. I think the government, we need to have someone, a representative, who can sit into the parliament and fight for this to be passed and stop, unfair treatment to transgender and anyone who is choosing to have their own kind of life. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting, and I think it's a big challenge. So not only to you as in the space of humanity, Kenya, but I think to most people who are trying to, who are concerned about, the country, right? Okay, so. Um Let's talk about your family to be a little bit lighter. So, how many brothers and sisters do you have? What does your mom or your dad do? I mean, things like that.
Yeah, so this is my favorite topic. So I come from a family of six, two brothers, one brother, three sisters, and one. I'm the last one. So we are
Uh,
six in our
so
family.
you're the youngest.
Yes, I'm the youngest.
Mm. How,
And
how does it feel? How does it feel to be the youngest in the family?
actually, I would say for me, I it's really challenging because you're taken like a small egg, and your parents and everybody wants, oh, you have to let's control this, that it doesn't break and all that. But at the same time, you really want to go out and explore the world and do things without anyone's control. This is one of the challenges of being the youngest.
Mm.
But it's nice because everybody is there to make sure you're comfortable, you're having everything you need, and all the attention is created to you. Yeah.
Okay. Let's say hi to Carrie Jade, no? Miss Face of Humanity USA. Hi, Carrie Jade. Yeah, okay.
Yes, and my mother, she's a farmer. She's doing watermelon and tomatoes, supplying
Mm.
to the local vendors here in Nairobi. My father he rears tortoise, so like reptiles, and
Okay.
he exports to Australia. He exports them to Europe, different countries in Europe. So that was my family.
Mm-mm. Okay. So you're so lucky, huh? Miss Face of Humanity USA and Miss Face of Humanity Canada are both watching you right now. Okay. So what's this? What is the situation of, schooling right now in Kenya? Because most of the countries now are have resorted to online schooling, online teaching, home-based learning because of the pandemic. But in Kenya, is it the same, or you are still allowing students to go to school and attend face-to-face learning?
During this COVID pandemic time, it has been a really hard time for for students because you'll find most of the children they come from medium and low class families, and these people are not able to afford laptops to study online, or even they come from areas where there is no network or internet to connect to the online learning. So it's been very challenging. We've been having the years postponed. Let's say for those who are in class 8 and they were supposed to go next year to Form 1, that one being switched and really affecting the system of in the country. Yeah, it's been a very hard time, and you also find other younger children who are supposed to go to school. They have not been able to go to school, and they are home, and it has also been delaying. It has been delaying the right time of going to school and starting the system of education. Is always a problem. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, there is a new variant of COVID that has been discovered right now, and it is said that it started in South Africa, and that's the reason why many countries nowadays are closing their borders to those who are coming from your region, those who are coming from Africa. So have you heard about this, and what can you say about it?
Yeah, I've read about it, and what I can say is just we follow what we are being told by the health professionals, by the doctor. Because we have already learned a big lesson with COVID-19 pandemic. So if we do not follow what the doctors are saying, we're only going to make the situation more hard to ourselves. Because these are two viruses and we have to deal with them. So it's either we adopt and follow the instructions, or we disobey, and then life will not be a fair thing to us.
Okay, let's talk about the movement of Black Lives Matter. What is your take on that?
Um, I would say that everything always depends on on people, on where you come from and who you are, what are your decisions. For me, I believe everybody is the same regardless of their race or their color, and we should all treat each other equally without judging your color or my color. So yeah, that is what I can say. I
Mhm.
cannot say more.
Okay, I think this is something also that you all Miss Face of Humanity Queen should also address, right? Because uh, inequality in different forms are actually happening, right, all over the world right now. So, where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
5 years from now. So yeah, where I see myself 5 years from now is
Yes.
achieving the goals I've set in life, and this starts with being a big leader where my nation could depend on, someone who could speak and be hard on the tables, on the national government in my country, being in a position whereby I can speak and all of Africa can hear my voice and people can follow what I say. That's where I want to be. I want to be a woman of influence. I want to be a woman who young girls can look up to and say, I want to be like Nzisa. I want one day to be in the path where Nzisa is. I want to mentor girls. I want to mentor young. I want to create a system where young people can have their own employment, have a smooth way of education without having a worry of school fees and all that. And also from where I come from. I want the world to know the importance of counting everybody when the decisions are being made, making sure that everyone in the corner of the world and also Africa is well represented and our advantages are taken seriously and fully exploited.
Mhm. If there is one, if you will be given a chance or an opportunity to change one thing in your country, what would it be and why?
In my country,
Yeah.
if I could be given an opportunity to change one thing, this would be creating a system whereby the beauty and the fashion industry is well
Mm.
represented on a national level. We do not have anyone in our country right now always speaking, always supporting modeling and the fashion industry in the country. We have models and the being crowned, and then at the end of the day, they are not able to push forward their advocacy because we do not have the power. Most of us come from very humble backgrounds and we don't even have the capital to be able to go abroad and represent our country and bring the pride back home. This is what I would do. I would, I would make sure that modeling, fashion, and beauty industry is well represented. And when the decisions are being made, we have someone who is making sure that something about talents, modeling, and fashion is passed without question.
Okay. Would you define success?
How I would define success? For me, success is achieving the small things in life, what you really like to achieve or what you set your goals to. For me, being able to help someone or having some small money to help someone buy food who are not able to do it, or someone living in the street, that already a success to me. Being able to help my parents, to help my family, to give someone a guidance about their career, that's already a success to me. I'm not waiting to build big pillars and get the whole world talk about me to take it as success. Just the simple small things about life. That's what I define success to be.
Oh, okay.